It was in the 1930s, and it was over a country called Mesopotamia. Nowadays, we know it as Iraq. This was air policing, but in a different kind of guise. This was policing what was going on the ground in Mesopotamia. And the Royal Air Force came up with this idea of saying, well, rather than commit lots of boots on the ground, why not have aircraft? So fewer people, it's got greater speed, it's got greater reach in terms of the area it can cover, and it can observe what's going on the ground. So that's where the term air policing was coined, but perhaps for a different type of reason. Fast forward to World War II and the Battle of Britain, and what you have is the advent of radar technology. And what you had, and it was called the Dowding system during World War II, and this was about the radars and all the observations looking to the south and to the east, and it's looking for any potential threat coming in towards the UK, and that allowed them to scramble aircraft to intercept any potential aggressors at that time. And this was conducted, perhaps a lot of it over the English Channel, rather than those aircraft getting over the top of the UK. So that's how it perhaps evolved, this air policing task. Fast forward again to 1960. So NATO has been in existence for about 11 years at this stage. And what a lot of the countries have done is they have their own air defense system, but it wasn't integrated per se. Countries were looking after their own national responsibilities. And then, so in 1960s, the discussion started about how we can integrate this better, how we can discuss, how we can provide more of the collective defense, collective assurance across the whole of the NATO area of responsibility. For the UK and the Royal Air Force, that meant relatively little change. All it was is doing things the same way that we've been doing, post World War II. But it allowed all of our allies to perhaps copy the same sort of system into what it became in 1961. I think it's very easy to take for granted the integrity and assurance and the safety of all the airspace up there. But for 60 years, that airspace has been maintained, and the integrity of it by a collective effort and responsive high readiness, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for 60 years. It's a real visible effort, and it's been a persistent effort over all that time.